playing with Tonka Toys today. Unfortunately, this is one of those tales that you've heard too many times. Bad contractor. Finally went off the site last week. This simple garage was supposed to be done last Christmas, and it's still nowhere near complete. So, neighbor Ralph and a few of the friends on the lake decided to get together. Our mission for today is to get all of this backfill back inside the garage and build it up before they come in with the gravel and eventually lay concrete. We had to dig it all out because the contractor didn't tamp it down when he poured it in. So neighbor Ralph and Rob, they've been going at it for a couple of days now, digging all that sand back out. So today, we're gonna get that all back in, we're gonna get it tamped down properly, and then carry on with the build over the summer. Sadly, this is a story you hear far too many times, and in fact, it may have happened to you in the past. It's so important to get references off of whatever builder you're considering, whether it's to build your cottage, an addition, or a simple garage. Make sure you see past work, and make sure you do your diligence. It looks like I got a break for a few minutes. Grab some water. I've gotten a little bit of a head of Rob in there because I just keep dumping. I'm gonna leave this pile and we're gonna use the excavator to take the rest of this out because you can probably tell there's a really sharp slope or a drop off to his lower area. And I can tell the tractor's gonna start to tilt a little bit, or it's starting to feel like it wants to fall over sideways. So I think I'm good here. And once Rob catches up, I'm gonna start on the big pile. Thought I'd throw in a few things about safety because it just wouldn't be a video on the channel if I didn't. Hearing protection, of course. A lot of exhaust inside the garage, so all the windows are open and there are 2 fans running in there. You'll notice that I put a bar, big pry bar, and a broomstick on either side, and that marks where I want to make sure I don't go past with my front wheels because that's a huge drop off. So it gives me a visual. Second thing we did is we piled a whole bunch of sand up. You probably noticed there's a big hump right at the edge of the garage. That way, if I'm not paying attention to that pry bar or the broom, I'll feel the tractor starting to rise in the front as I go over that hump. So I know I'm going too far. Other than that, it's a lot of fun. As you folks know, I don't get a lot of opportunity to try working on my bucketing skills, so this was a wonderful opportunity today on a gorgeous day. Let's get that second pile done. Welcome back to day 2. Let me tell you where we're at and what we're hoping to accomplish today. After we headed home last night, you'll see neighbor Ralph took the excavator and started pulling some of this sand forward for me so that I can get into it with the bucket. And he also pulled a bunch of this sand here on the right side of the garage. You may recall there's a huge slope down here, so I couldn't get much further. Take a look at the change in plans in the garage. Hopefully you can see this clearly, but we're starting to build a ramp down into the bottom of the garage. Because passing from bucket to excavator to shovel is necessary to get this ramp built to the level of the garage opening. So with the ramp finished, I'll be able to bring the tractor right in, feather backwards. They'll be able to tamp as I bring in each bucket full. I wanted to point this out to you though. We've already put about a foot, maybe a little more of fill in at this end of the garage. But this line that you see at the top, this is the original line or the level that the sand was at before we started. And if you recall at the beginning of the video, the builder didn't tamp down this fill. He just poured it in and spread it around. Interesting to see how much we end up with after we've tamped it down properly. So hey, that's the plan. Let's get at it. We're getting there. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there, my friends. About a day and a half's work. As you can see, we just got a little bit of sand left. This one's pretty much down as far as I can go, and the other one's down the slope a little too much, so we're gonna need the excavator to pull that back up. But otherwise, we're done. I did learn a few things the last day and a half. My bucketing skills are still not that great, but they've certainly improved a lot with all the buckets of sand I got a chance to practice with. Husky Bob says I still need a lot of work on my back dragging. He's kind of right. But the most important thing I learned, just how critically important it is that you make sure you compact your backfill in your frost foundation walls. I had no idea. As you know, I'm not a builder. I try to be handy, but I learned a lot on the site in the last couple of days. But I was surprised, I have to be honest, when I got here and I found big mounds of sand and that neighbor Ralph had dug everything back out and started putting it back in again and had rendered this 700-pound tamper. I think it's got a longer name, but it's generally referred to as a tamper. It compacts your fill. And let me show you the difference. Do you remember at the start of the video, I showed you this line here, all the way around the foundation walls, is how high the sand was poured. After tamping it to the ground, look at the difference. That difference you see is what, to some degree, is going to naturally settle over the coming years if you don't pack it. So you've got your fill, your gravel, and then your 6 inches of concrete for the floor, and it'll settle over time. Crack, split. I get the picture. So neighbor Ralph's got a few more truckloads already on the way. So at the end of the day, I learned a lot. I had a lot of fun with the guys, and hey, who doesn't like playing with Tonka Toys? Thanks so much for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like the channel, please click subscribe, hit that like button, and if you want to know when I'm posting more videos, just click that notification bell. Have a great week with your families. Please be kind to each other. I'll see you again right here. I'm Gord Potter. You've been watching GP Outdoors. Cheers.